everybody. Church of the Offended coming to you because of the Charlie Kirk assassination, which is a heartbreaking event that the whole country seems to be going through, and even other countries, which is surprising and welcomed. And I'm glad. I'm not glad it happened. I'm glad the other countries are joining in. Charlie Kirk, obviously, I think everybody can agree, except for the crazy wackos on the left, they will not agree that somebody who is just using their freedom of speech, their constitutional right, does not need to be assassinated. And they call it hate speech, right? A gentleman on Facebook, an acquaintance, made a post the day it happened. I said, I'm not one for violence, but I'm not sorry. Said he wasn't sorry that the assassination happened, that the voice was removed. That's what he said. And this is a guy with a wife and children. Maybe one child, maybe two, maybe more. I don't know. But he's got a family. He's a young guy. He's probably a little bit older than Charlie Kirk. Maybe a decent amount older. But for him to say he's not sorry that somebody was killed for the words that they use and for stating his opinion, that's pretty sick. Now it's getting to the point to where the left and their word games have come to fruition. And the school shooters lately, transgenders. The guy on the light rail train in Charlotte, Carolina, said after he got done killing the Ukrainian refugee, I got the white girl. I got the white girl. And then the whole Charlie Kirk thing, removing people's voices or removing people because they don't like what they say or the color of their skin or what church they go to or what they believe, when they didn't do anything to these people. But the left is getting what they want. They want to sow division in the country and to tear us apart, create chaos, and they're hopefully they're going to get some pushback. And I think they are, because of the social media posts of people celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination. F. Charlie Kirk, who's next? Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, Donald Trump, telling the world that they should be killed. A lot of this has to do with the left and their fantasies. Men can become women. Women can become men. I identify as a cat. I identify as a dog. I identify as this. These are my pronouns. It's ridiculous. It's sad. When those fantasies get rejected by reality, they lash out with violence because their fantasies are rejected. That's all they have left. Because common sense goes against what they believe, what they think, and what they say. You know, Charlie wasn't, we're all flawed, right? We're infallible people. Charlie was not, he didn't engage in hate speech. He just debated people on college campuses. He was an activist for pro-life matters, for the trying to talk common sense into the trans movement. And he could have eviscerated his debate opponents on college campuses, but he did not. He reacted, I'm not saying 100% of the time, but he reacted kindly to many of these people, and he wanted to reach an understanding, try to encourage, reach people in the middle. And they killed him. The left killed Charlie Kirk. The left killed the Ukrainian refugee. They also want to kill the American dream. I can't believe this cat in New York City might possibly be the next mayor of New York City. What's wrong with you people? I don't get it. Turns out, Peter Schweizer, pretty well-known author, investigative journalist, has uncovered some information about a couple of Chinese billionaires. And I don't have that article pulled up. I probably could have. But we all know how the Chinese Communist Party feels about transgenders and homosexuals. They don't like them at all. Just like the Muslim religion, they don't like them either. Throw them off of roofs. But China wants to avoid the sissification of their country. So these Maoist, communist Chinese billionaires have been funding the transgender movement in the United States. They can't fund it in China, so they fund it here. And why? Why do they do that? To hurt America. Where's this going to end? Obviously, this has ignited, the Charlie Kirk assassination has ignited a new movement in the country. And I also want to say, don't believe everything you read on Facebook, please. If you see something that's questionable, like Paul McCartney did a moment of silence at a concert last night in New York City, just Google it. Did Paul McCartney play last night in New York City? No, Paul McCartney hasn't started the tour yet. So it's a lie. Okay? Bots, people from other countries, they just keep it rolling. They want to keep it going. Okay? Bad and good. Be careful what you repost. Come down on the side of truth and check your sources. If you find something you think is true, try to find 3 sources for it. Even if they're not 100% reputable, if you find 3 sources for something, it's pretty legit. If you go to Google and you look Paul McCartney, moment of silence, Madison Square Garden last night, no, it didn't happen. Okay? I posted a meme on Facebook. I don't guess it's even a meme. I don't even know what a meme is, except for a picture with words on it. I guess that would be a meme. The picture described, and if I was smart enough to do a professional job here, I could probably put it up here for somebody to look at, right? I need to figure out how to do that. But here you have conservative, you have a Democrat, and you have the left, and you have the center. Okay? The conservative and the Democrat and the center, And the left has gotten further. A few years later, the left has gotten further and further, and the Democrat is now to the right of center. Conservative is all the way to the right, Democrat, center. Way over here is the kooks. All right. And now they're way over to the left. Everything they don't agree with is hate speech. Your fantasy is not accepted. You lash out in violence. We have got to come together. And I implore the old school liberals, and I know personally some of them, older, Democrats, now they are to the right of center, hopefully. Why don't you just come on board? Denounce the hate that your party has perpetrated throughout the population. There are some things we'll never agree on, but you've got to come out and you've got to say, this is not right. It's evil, okay? We've got to be able to look at good and evil and decide where we're going to be. I hate to say it because, hopefully there are some people listening that don't agree with me, but abortion is evil. It's the stopping of a human heart. It's the killing of a human being. If we can't come down to that, and just that simple common sense fact, then where can we come together on anything? Why don't you, instead of calling it a woman's right to choose, it's not a right to choose for the baby. The baby would choose to live. It's innate in our being to live and not die. Why don't you come down and encourage and start reversing all of the liberal policies that have come down through the 60s or from the 60s, saying, if it feels good, do it. Is God dead? God is dead. Why don't you start reinforcing morals and values in the younger generation? And I know it seems old-fashioned, but it's the way life should be, that you wait to have sex until you get married. And if you don't, it's sin, okay? Sin separates us from God. Why don't you help a person that is struggling with their self-identity and help to acknowledge what the problems are that cause them to struggle with their identity, whether it's sexual or whatever it is. The left has torn this system of values and morals apart, and that's what Charlie Kirk was trying to do. Restore, and that's what the name of the tour was, the American Comeback Tour. Mother, father in the home. Statistics show children do much better. Some statistics say 50% of all children born today are in a single parent home. That messes up a kid. It messes up a kid bad. Because that's not the way it's supposed to be. It takes a mother and a father to raise a child and to do it well. Why don't you encourage your grandkids to, hey, why don't you, this is the way it's supposed to be. Wait to have sex until you get married. Get married, have kids, read some books, get some marriage counseling if you have to. Make it work. It's not easy. God doesn't put things in front of us that are worth overcoming, that are easy. The things that are laid across our path sometimes are hard, but we have to buckle down, get educated, read a book, take a class, learn how to get through it, forgive, give, be a moral, good, upstanding person. The Ten Commandments, they took them out of the schools, the left did, right? Society's been falling apart ever since. And now we're at the point where it's okay to kill somebody if you don't agree with what they say. So, you classic liberal Democrats, come on board. Please. Surely you can see that you're needed. All right. Love you guys. Church of the Offended.